Hi, this is Cengiz from Geekade here at the Beyonder booth talking to Jacob about the RPG system. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, man. How about you?
I'm doing good. This is your first year presenting the game?
Yeah, we just started about a couple of months ago with DexCon. So this is probably the biggest con we've been to so far.
DexCon, another New Jersey convention. I like that. So tell me a little bit about Beyonder, what it is.
So Beyonder is a sort of alternative fantasy role-playing game created by our family. It started in the 70s with my dad. So in college, he created this game to woo my mom, and amazingly that worked. So now me and my brothers are here trying to sell it. We've had in our family for about 45 years, as I said, so we have developed a really rich setting and history. I was showing you earlier, you have the 10 playable races you can play as. There's dwarves and humans, which you've seen before, but other than that, they're all totally novel, totally created by us for this game. And we take a lot of pride in that, in having this sort of world you can occupy that's been built up over a long period of time.
So I briefly skimmed through the core rulebook, just the beginning intro, and what really struck me is that I really like how everything is kind of everything's related in a way. You have, these 10 races in this world, and then there's 6 primal energies, and then there's 6 guilds based off those energies.
Yeah.
So what kind of experiences can people go through in a game of Beyonder?
Oh my God, there's a lot of different stuff you can do. So the purpose of the mechanics especially is to be very approachable, and this goes for the game in general, is to be very approachable, but also you can scale it based on how complex and how crazy you want it to be. So you're going to be playing as adventurers because, you want to play a fun game. But this world is filled with people who can also do the same things that you can, who can channel these 6 primal energies, but who just use it to do very mundane things. So the scope of what you can do ranges from you can interact with these other characters and be, sort of a scientist. You can explore and discover things about the world. To you can fight. To you can, explore the icy wastes up north or the plains of Lahun down south. There's tons of history you can go through, and it also scales through time as well. So the way we created our time system, instead of having rounds, we have moments. And normally when you play, if you're playing one person, if you're playing, John Smith, the human adventurer, and he wants to smack things, one moment is a second. So it takes 3 moments to do an attack. It takes maybe 4 or 5 moments to use a power. But if you want, you can play as the Empire of the Kron. And then a moment is a month. And an attack is you send this regiment of your army down to strike at this city. And the battle map, instead of being this room, is the continent of Tamara.
Wow.
And it's not just fighting. You can do that if you want to have a trade caravan. You can have a trade war with another rival caravan. You can use it for social combat, so you can basically attack somebody's belief and chip away at it. So we like to say there's room for all that core stuff that a lot of people love about a lot of the traditional tabletop games. But there's also so much room to extend it into more things than just fighting.
It almost feels like a 4X kind of Civilization and something like that, where you go through generations in one game, in certain games.
Yeah, you can. I mean, really, it's whatever you want it to be,
So, so I guess I can't really say combat is this, because combat could be between a person and a person, or a city and a city, or a nation and a nation.
yeah, absolutely.
But just to sum it up, so if we were, is this more of a storytelling type game?
So I think it's a tough question because every game is kind of storytelling. It's not storytelling in the same way that Hero Quest or Dread is storytelling. It's still all based off of the mechanics. But there's a lot you can do to affect how things turn out. And you occupy this very rich setting that I was talking about. So it's a rich world in which you can adventure how you choose.
Very interesting. I guess so. Is there any dice involved in this RPG?
Yeah, so it's a 2d10 single roll system. So you go by degrees of success. How badly you beat the other person's roll determines damage and stuff like that, instead of having a separate roll. The same goes for using skills, for using powers, and as I said, combat and other things work on moments instead of rounds, so there's that system to it.
Very interesting. There's so much more that I have. I'm trying to think of but this RPG system sounds really interesting to me. I really want to check it out. So where can people check out Beyonder if they're curious?
Go to fnbgames.com, fnbgames.com, and there is a tab in the upper left that says Beyonder. That'll take you to everything you need to know about the game.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for talking with me. It was a pleasure meeting you.
And you too.
Have a good day.
Yeah, enjoy the con.
Back to you.